show is sponsored by HiveMind CRM. It is more than just a CRM. It is a real estate and business mastermind that comes with an all-in-one CRM. You can have unlimited websites and users. You can call, text, RVM, and email all in one user interface. And you can set up custom automations for any type and multiple businesses. 65% of companies start using a CRM system within the first 5 years of business. Once implemented, the HiveMind will save you on marketing, give you more time, and make more money. One of our users had his first $100,000 month using our system in June. We want to see you automate and accelerate your business. Text us at 210-972-1842 for future meetings, and of course to get our $1 course on how to make more than 6 figures on one land deal. You can schedule your free demo today at hivemindcrm.io.
Hey, thanks for coming to this episode of Deal Breakdown. We cover cool and interesting stories. We have our guest, Mr. Brian Grimes. If you haven't checked out the original episode, if it's not out yet, it's coming soon. But we talk about a lot of cool stuff. Definitely go check out the episode. What is a cool, interesting story that you have? Maybe it's yours or somebody else's. I know with a lot of mentees, you get a lot of cool stories too. So through proxy. So what's a cool story you got?
So I'll call this like a really interesting tenant nightmare story. So this is one of my first evictions, and I did everything, right? Like I showed up in front of the judge. The judge thought I was getting evicted because I was so young. I'm like fighting this whole thing. Tenant doesn't show up. I get the default judgment. And this tenant like is what I would call a professional tenant. A professional tenant is somebody who's been evicted so many times that they know the court system better than the attorney. They almost know it better than the judge. So they know how to file every appeal and kind of do everything under the sun to delay, and just get more free time. So this tenant is delaying. She's 2 months in, and eventually I get the writ of possession. The sheriff's coming out the next day, right? Like he's coming out tomorrow. And when the sheriff shows up, especially in a place like Philly, they're no nonsense. I had one sheriff show up. Somebody had like a dog. He pulled out his gun so fast. He's like, I'm gonna put a bullet in that dog's head. I'm 5'8", 250, and I can't run. I got a bum knee. And I'm just like, oh man, this is serious. So this tenant, she's like really into the church, right? And one of the tenants next door, it wasn't my tenant, was another landlord on the block's tenant. They kind of knew each other from the church. So my tenant knocks on the lady's door, knock. Hey, Susie, I'm getting evicted out of this place. They're putting me out tonight. Can I please just sleep on your couch? I'll be out in the morning. Oh, sure, Miss Jones, no problem. Lets her sleep on the couch. Susie wakes up in the morning, purse gone, ID gone, all of her money gone. The lady was so bad. Not only did she kind of steal money by just squatting in the property, she stole from the tenant next door who let her stay in the property overnight. So I get a call from the landlord of that property. Your tenant stole from my tenant. Now my tenant doesn't have the rent. And I'm like, oh my God, this tenant was so bad that she stole the rent money from the other landlord. Like it was just like like she's going to get somebody else evicted. And the moral of the story is you got to do your research. You have to learn the difference between a professional tenant and a regular tenant. And these professional tenants are usually older. And the only way to see if they're professional is to check the court records. It's not about getting an eviction filed. If it's about fighting it and understanding the appeals process and all these other levels that make you professional. And that's like another level that you start to understand as you become a landlord and deal with a lot of people. So that's a fun story that you can learn from. But it was painful at the time.
Dealing with a professional tenant. That is.
Yeah, the professional tenant. They're professional. I mean, they know it. They know their stuff. And they get free attorneys. They're low income, so they get free attorneys. I mean, it's a mess.
When you come across this type of people that understand the system, like they've been playing the game. Like I watched a video of a professional employee. He'll go get hired at a company and then he'll file like 6 months harassment, boom, get a check, and then he goes to the next job, does the same thing. Like it's just playing the game. Yeah. It's just I'm on the fence a little bit for the employee side of it, because like the employee side, like they're trying to like expose bad companies and bad, like I understand that part of it, but like the professional tenant is just like
Yeah, the professional tenant is that if you were lucky enough to collect first, last, and security, it'll be the last money you ever see. It's it's a mess. It's a real mess.
So I'm literally mentioned the court records too, because that's a way to screen professional tenant. But then like the professional tenant sometimes put it in their daughter's name or
Yeah. There's different ways to probe, like
The show is sponsored by The List Guys. Do you need more leads in your local or virtual market? 1 in 10 small businesses don't invest in any kind of marketing. The List Guys have over 35 plus list types to choose from, and you can mix and match any list or criteria. We also use the skip trace list and provide up to 7 numbers and email addresses. Every list you purchase will be scrubbed against previous purchases. The List Guys are here to save you time. Contact the List Guys today at www.onelistguys.com. That's www.1listguys.com.
I've learned how to test people outside of some of these things like credit score. Like if you're in a C-class neighborhood, everybody's got bad credit. So then how do I test somebody? And there's little things you can do, like, oh, there's a showing. So they're going to come see the property for a showing. Show up late. Maybe not super late. Show up 15 minutes late. See how they respond. If they give you that attitude, well, you know what you're going to be dealing with. When the toilet breaks, when the sink breaks, right? You're going to be dealing with a whole hell of a lot of attitude. So you start to learn how to do these little micro tests and level sets, and you're just testing to see how they respond. Will they respond politely, professionally? Are they easy to deal with? If they're not, you don't want to be dealing with them. So there's a lot of different things and ways to test people and underwrite them beyond their credit score, their financials, or even their eviction history.
Yeah, that's you gotta pull out your bullshit meter and see, because like every tenant's like your best friend till they get in the property.
Yeah, till they get in the property. But you got to do some stuff. You got to do some stuff to kind of egg them on a little bit before they move in. This is the possession game in real estate. Once I have the keys, we haven't signed a lease yet. I have possession. We sign the lease. I give you the keys. They have possession now. And the only way for you to get possession back, you just being the owner doesn't mean you have possession of the property.
Yep.
The way to get possession back is you have to get a writ of possession from the court, from the judge, and then have a sheriff enforce that writ of possession to return possession to you. So you have to understand the possession game. Everything up until you give them the keys and sign that lease, you need to be testing, probing from every angle possible. I'll even do things like inspect the property that they live in now before they even move into mine. People won't clean. Hey, we're 15 minutes. We're right around the corner from you. We just wanted to swing by, and it's part of our property management company's process to just see, how you're living in your current property. You guys are there, right? No problem, right? Yeah, that's fine. Pop up, pull up on them, see how they're living. If you could eat off the floor, that's how to take care of your property. If it's filthy and there's holes in the wall, that's how to take care of your property. That's underwriting. That doesn't show up in the financials.
Yep.
That's not a class thing, because there's people who live really dirty and reckless in the A class. And then there's people who are super clean in the C class.
Yep. 100%.
So, you got to get into underwriting people, not numbers, and you'll be more successful.
That's not the title. Deal with a professional tenant and underwriting people. That's it.
Yeah.
No,
absolutely.
Such great advice. Such good advice. Like I said, I don't deal with that many tenants on my side, so we have the conversation.
Oh, the tenant game. Yeah.
I understand it. I understand it.
Yeah.
I understand the need of it and understanding everything about it. All right. Brian Grimes, go check him out. Links in the bio. Where can people find you real quick online?
You can find me on YouTube. Brian Loves Cash Flow. It's easy to remember because I love cash flow. Brian Loves Cash Flow. You can find me on Instagram, Brian Grimes _247 CFU for the 24/7 Cash Flow University. That's my mentorship program where I teach you all about real estate. You can find me on TikTok at Grimes Estate on TikTok. On LinkedIn, Brian Grimes Real Estate. You'll find me there. And all of these different platforms backlink to my free training www.workwithgrimes.com/cashflow, workwithgrimes.com/cashflow, where I have a free training that'll show you how to acquire properties for pennies on a dollar all across the country. You don't want to miss out on that free offer.
Boom, go check it out. We'll see you on the next episode. Hope you enjoyed it. Screen your tenants a little bit more.
Thanks for watching this YouTube video. We hope you found value. Please like, subscribe, and hit the bell to watch more videos just like this one.